Guyana, and welcome to another edition of West Side Story. I am Malika Ramsey. Thank you very much for joining us. The last time we met, we focused on the People's National Congress Reform's 59th anniversary. And of course, we did that because the PNC is one of the largest parties in the APNU-AFC coalition. However, this week it's back to regular scheduling, where we will bring to you highlights and projects from government in order to make the lives of the people living right here in Region 3 on the west side better. But the thing is, this week I'm not alone. I have someone who is no stranger to Region 3. He's a community development officer, Mr. Ganesh Maipal. And what we're doing today, we're coming to you from the Lenora Cottage Hospital Road. Ganesh will tell you all about some of the significant buildings and so on this road, and the fact that the road has been recently rehabilitated. Ganesh, welcome to West Side Story.
Thank you for having me, Malika.
All right, great to have you. Let's talk about, we were talking about the fact that this road was recently rehabilitated so that people can get easier access and so on. But let's talk about some of the significant buildings that are currently located in this very street.
Well, Malika, this particular area is a very renowned and popular area to Region 3 because it houses the National Insurance Scheme, which we know a number of people would visit from a daily basis. We also have the doctors' quarters, the doctors that are operating at the Lenora Cottage Hospital. We have a play school that is a number of students, a number of small children would attend the play school, and then we have the post office also. And then we have some government officials that are living in the area also. We have the regional education officer, we have the regional chairman, we have the hospital here, as I said earlier, and a number of people traverse this road.
Okay.
And it was in a very, very deplorable state.
All right, how long was it that? And I think that is the important thing, because we always like to highlight the fact that this, again, I still call it a relatively new government because it's new after having one for more than 2 decades. How long was the road in this bad state before the AP and UFC, in a sense, rescued it?
Oh, well, I think everybody who uses it knows that it was in a terrible state long before May 2015. And apparently, like, nobody was paying much attention to it. Imagine the regional the education officer and the other officials, they could not have parked on this street, for example. Now they had to park at the hospital. Now they have a proper street that they can drive onto, and they can get comfort in their own home that is provided to them for the service that they're giving. But outside of that, this road in particular has been in a very, very deplorable state before May 11, 2015. And when the new regional executive officer took office, he saw it fitting that we should do some rehabilitation work on the road so that the hospital, people that can get access to the hospital, can get it at a fast rate. It makes no sense you have a wonderful public road, and when you're coming with the ambulance, you have to make a number of stops and go slow before you can even get to the hospital.
You might actually be killing a patient. And as we're talking, you can see our cameraman is panning, just to give you an idea where we at and you know how it looks. Alright, viewers, of course, we're still here on West Side Story. As you can see, we shifted direction a bit. We heard some of the vehicles traversing, as Ganesh did explain to you how important this road is. It's actually an access road, and we're going to hear some more from Ganesh about the road and so on. And I think while we were talking, the regional chairman also drove out. So Ganesh, let's talk some more.
Well, Malika, today you may not have, you were not fortunate to see the amount of traffic that normally uses this road, be it passengers or people and vehicle, because today is a national holiday. But on any working day, on any given working day, you can always see a number of people traversing this road as though it is like Georgetown Market or so. It's very, very popular. People visit the NIS on a daily basis, people visit the hospital, people visit the play school, the post office, all over. And I must say that we in Region 3, we are very fortunate to have an REO that actually sees what is necessary, and he does what is necessary, you know. And it's most grateful and thankful, and by extension the government of Guyana has done a fantastic job in ensuring that this road is rehabilitated and accessible to people and provide a proper service to the people of this region.
And just to give you an idea of what Ganesh just really explained, these photos that you're currently seeing on the screen show exactly how the road was before it was rehabilitated. So it really and truly is a big change, and it also emphasizes how difficult it really was to get to and fro the various offices and buildings and so on in this street, as the community development officer recently explained. And of course, after this, we will have a shot of what the road currently looks like. Okay, perfect, Ganesh. We're going to begin to wrap up on from this location on this week's edition of West Side Story. Ganesh did just say to you that Diwali, well, he didn't say Diwali. Ganesh did just say to you that today is a national holiday. I am not sure when this broadcast will reach you, but today that we're recording, it actually is Diwali. We're joining our Hindu brothers and sisters in celebrating Diwali. And as you know, in Guyana, we like to say it's about good over evil. So I'll take this opportunity to say Happy Diwali to you, Guyana. And of course, eventually when this broadcast reaches you, it will be belated Diwali greetings. But those things are never too late. Of course, this is West Side Story. Stay with us. We'll come to you in a minute or so from another location. With you on West Side Story, and of course it remains to be a very beautiful day. About a year ago on West Side Story, we did a feature where we focused on the Remembrance Day monument that is located at New Road, Vredenhoop. And of course that monument is basically to remember the hard work of our veterans, how much they've sacrificed so that we a better position. As you can see around me, there are wood and pieces, edges and so on. This is to show you that it's still under construction, but this is partially what it will look like. And of course, West Side Story will be back to bring you the entire launching. But for now, this is just to remind you that Veterans Day is coming up. They're doing work to remember our veterans, because that is what we need to do as a people. We embrace and we celebrate the people who contribute to building and lifting our society. Of course, this is West Side Story. Stay tuned. We're still here on West Side Story and still in Stroudsville. We're at a location, and I have one of the APNU AFC councillors, Mr. Noel Waite. He will tell you exactly what is going on behind me. And of course, soon our cameraman will zoom in, of course, as Mr. Waite speaks to you, and he'll tell you exactly what is happening, how long it is expected to last, and really and truly who will benefit and how those in the community will benefit from this. Mr. Waite, welcome to West Side Story. It's really good to have you.
Glad to meet you. I'm glad that you're here this morning so that somebody could show the country what is going on in Stroudsville. Stroudsville is a nice place, and we have been working lately since we have got the change in our NDC, and we are working to get this village looking as it should. What you're seeing here now is Stroudsville drainage canal from the railway line, on the railway line, which drains the southern part of Stroudsville housing scheme and the northern part of the housing scheme into the seashore. This drainage canal hasn't been cleaned for a number of years, and we have now been able to get it done, and the people are very, very grateful. They've been outing their praise to get this project done.
Because it's interesting when regular citizens like us look at this. I standing here, I just see a drain. The fact is that it really looks clear. So let's talk some more.
It's okay. What we're having here right now is that the drainage canal is now cleared, and we are preparing for the rainy season. With the drainage canal like this, for sure, we won't be having a problem with flooding come this rain season again. Okay. Hence, everybody seems to be happy that it is being done, and they're asking that we could do some more for them. I had explained to them that once our council is functioning, and once we are there, we're going to try to give out our best. We are assured them that in our election campaign, and we're trying to live up to our words.
I always like to remind people that the real aim of West Side Story is to highlight what government agencies, and even the citizens, because we can't get anything achieved without cooperation from citizens. So I always like to remind you that West Side Story is aimed to show you how government is contributing to bringing a better life for the people who are living right here on the West Side. And you just heard it from Mr. Waite. He did explain that this work actually would prevent flooding, so that when the rainy season comes again, we wouldn't have citizens in that kind of distress. How bad, before this drain was dug, how bad was the flooding situation in the community?
Well, I'm going to tell you now that when the rains do come, and it come, you know what, heavy. I normally just be out here around 5 in the mornings because half of these yards, right through, is underwater. Half of them. And as the situation is now, we are happy because we don't expect that to happen come this rain season. It's very, very, very bad. Today, with the machinery that we have in the village, we have been able to cover approximately 60% of the drainage in the village itself. So we are expecting to have an easier time in this rain season that is coming. It's not only this area, the entire area we're working on. We're not working for we alone, we're working for everybody.
As somebody who seemed to know this community very well, of course, this is before we have to go from this segment of the program. Somebody who seems to know this community very well, what are some of the things would you say to the residents that they can possibly expect from your team who will be working along with government to bring even further relief, and this is even flooding aside?
I have a priority, and my priority is to get out there, is to speak to the residents and ask them if they could desist from disposing of their garbages indiscriminately. We will provide the necessary receptacles to receive the garbages, and we will remove the garbages. Please don't dump the garbages anywhere, especially in the drainage system. Right? This will be for the benefit of us all as a village. Right? I'm hoping that they listen to me, they hear me, they listen to me, and they observe it. Because as you would see when you look along the sides of this place here, is a whole host of garbage. And we have done great so far.
And I hope they listen to you.
Yep, baby.
Thank you very much, Mr. Waite. And you know, viewers, I must tell you that I'm happy that Mr. Noel Waite did say that he's calling on citizens to do certain things. Because even though I come here every week on West Side Story and I tell you that it is about what government is doing to improve community standards and develop projects and so on, I think sometimes we forget that as a citizen, we have the responsibility. We have a responsibility to keep our surroundings clean and tidy. So I'm happy that he has indeed made that call to the citizens of Stroudville. And this is not only about Stroudville, but people in other communities viewing this broadcast should try to, I mean, sometimes we lose it and we forget that these are the things that we need to do. We need to help to keep our communities clean and tidy and protected from any harm, whether it be environmental or human. So I am really happy that Mr. Waite has called out to the citizens and the residents of Stroudville to ensure that they do more. And of course, as you can see, our cameraman is showing you that it is a fact. The community can be in a better state if everyone pitches in. So once again, thank you very much to Noel Waite for being here on West Side Story. Stay with West Side Story. And of course, this is the time where most of you don't like. This is the time on West Side Story where I have to leave you from another edition. It has been great being in your homes again. Of course, West Side Story will continue to keep you posted on developmental works on the West Side. However, the next time we meet, we will be focusing on Veterans and Remembrance Day, as I did talk to you earlier about that monument that will be completed, hopefully, by then. Until next time, I am Malika Ramsey, of course, saying goodbye from the Stroudville community. This has been West Side Story.